Were you ever so nervous on your first day that you had the shits? Or you just wanted to lock yourself into the toilet until the day was over? I had both. In this video, I'm gonna share with you the 4 critical things I do on day 1 as a new manager so that I rock and still keep my underwear clean. In the end, I'm gonna share with you my first day ideal schedule. First, let's go to the 2 things that you can't control on your first day. The first one is your onboarding. How long is it going to take and when is it actually gonna take place? Now, I've been in 6 different industries and the way companies conduct onboarding is completely different from company to company. In one company, when I was an IT consultant, I legitimately was given my equipment and then said, hey, you have 1 week to go through the SOPs, to go through all the documentation, good luck. And then on another one, in the complete opposite side of the spectrum, I became a head of operations for a food delivery company, and I had full 3 days of onboarding from morning till the afternoon, pretty much 8 hours a day. So you can never know what's going to happen because nobody's going to be telling you this. Now, the second thing that you can't control is your boss. So you can't control when your boss is actually going to want to meet with you, if he or she even wants to meet with you on the first day. You can't control their schedules or their intros. I had bosses like when I was in IT that just didn't care. They didn't even want to meet with me because they didn't see it as prudent of their time. And then I had a boss who actually met me downstairs so that we took the elevator up to the offices and showed me everything, sat down with me, and made sure that I had the full onboarding that I deserved for my position. So it's going to be a hit or miss. And depending on what you like, you may like the full onboarding or no onboarding at all. I'm somewhere in the middle. I still would like some onboarding. There are 4 things that you absolutely need to do on day 1 so that you set yourself up for success in the long run. And the first one is that you need to get your responsibilities, your tasks, your organizational structure, and all of the documentation that are pertaining to you. And ideally, your boss is going to be the one that's going to be giving them to you and presenting them in detail. If that's not going to happen, then you need to get them from your HR. And HR is probably going to be the first point of contact that you're going to be getting when you come in on day 1. And they should have all of those. And don't relent. Even if they tell you you're going to get them later, you need to get them on day 1 so that you can start preparing yourself for your future onboarding. Because the only way you're going to be able to succeed is that you actually onboard yourself and you know what your tasks and what your responsibilities are and where you are actually in the organizational structure, and you know who to contact. It doesn't really matter what the company tells you, that they have an amazing onboarding program. You will need to be proactive and make sure that you actually onboard yourself. We're going to be covering this in a completely different video, but you need to take responsibility of your own onboarding. Now, the next thing that you need to do is that you need to meet your team. And in this case, in day 1, you're not going to have a lot of time to actually meet them completely and go on a deep dive. But what I like to do is that I like to at least go and meet and greet them right away. And if I have time, I love to do a short 15-minute one-on-ones just to get to know them a little bit better, who they are, what their tasks are, and just to get to understand their personalities. The third thing that I always need to do is to go and meet my boss. Now, the thing about the boss here is that you never know who you're going to get. They can be a great boss, they can be a shitty boss. But being proactive, that to meet the boss, it's like, hey, I'm here, great to meet you. Do you possibly have time so that we can go over some of the things? They may say, yes, amazing, let's go. Or they may say, no, I don't have the time. Let's schedule it for, let's say, a week from now or something like that. So this also gives me the first inkling on what kind of boss am I actually facing with and who am I stuck with, pretty much. The ideal situation is going to be that my boss is already going to be scheduling the one-on-one on that first day. And they're going to be telling me everything that I need to know. Now, in the majority of cases, that actually won't happen. So what you always need to do here is be really proactive with your boss, because some of the bosses actually will want to see that in you, especially if you're a completely new leader and manager. They will want to see that you have this proactivity, that you know what you're doing, or even if you don't know what you're doing, that you're proactively seeking solutions. The last thing that you absolutely need to do is around the end of the day, take 1 hour just to relax and reflect. What went on your first day? What was happening? What did you learn? So that your body kind of starts processing it, your subconscious starts processing it, and that you start kind of relaxing a little bit. Because day ones are always hectic, are always filled with nervousness and anxiety. And for you to just kind of calm down, this 1 hour is imperative. A bonus thing, so item number 5 is that on this day, your only tasks apart from these 4 that I just mentioned are that you need to listen and ask. Don't be a wise ass and say, oh, I already know this, oh, based on my experience and all of that bullshit, because you have no experience. You're here on day 1, a new manager, a new leader, wherever you are, you have no clue what's usually happening. So just listen and ask questions. There are also a couple of things that are really nice to do if you have time on day 1. So the first one is that you meet your peers. So people that are in the same position as you, as team leaders, team managers, whatever their position is, because they are also going to be the ones that are going to be determining your success or failure within the organization and within the company. And the way I like to do it is that if I'm in the office, I just hop to them when I have like 10-15 minutes of time and just say, hey, I'm Blaž, I'm the new person here. Do you have time, like 5-10 minutes just to talk? I just want to introduce myself and stuff like that. And in the majority of cases, if the company is good, they're going to have enough time. Like they will take the time to introduce themselves to you because they also know that they need you so that they can perform their job as well. If you're in a shitty place, they will just like flick you off or whatever. And then you're also going to have an indication of what kind of a person they are. As promised, here's my ideal day 1 timeline. At 9 a.m., I'm going to be arriving at my new job. And from 9 a.m. till 11 a.m., I'm going to be doing the following. I'm going to have an introductory meeting with the HR. And then I'm also going to get all of the hardware and software that I need to actually do my job. And as it always happens, when I'm going to be opening my laptop for the first time, there's going to be some updates or something that needs to be updated. And I'm going to be using that time to actually meet and greet my team. And that's going to be just, hey, I'm Blaž, I'm your new manager, great to meet you, a pleasure, and that's pretty much going to be it. From 11 a.m. till 12 a.m., I'm going to be having a one-on-one with my boss. And then from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., I'm actually going to be having lunch with my boss or with my boss and somebody else so that we can continue my onboarding. At 1 p.m., I'm going to be starting to do introductory meetings with my team members, and they are going to last probably until 2:30 p.m. From 2:30 to 3 p.m., I'm going to be introducing myself to my peers and to other coworkers that are in the office. Or if I'm virtual, I'm going to be introducing only to my peers for those 5 to 10 minute meetings. And then from 3:30 to 4 p.m., I'm going to be reviewing some of the documentation that I got. Specifically, I'm going to be focusing on my responsibilities, tasks, and the org chart. And around at 4 p.m. till 5 p.m., I'm going to be taking the time to reflect on everything that's happened and what I've done and accomplished during day 1. And at 5 p.m., I'm going to be leaving the company, and that's going to be the end of my day 1 because I don't want to get overwhelmed on day 1, and I only want to work 8 hours at that point. I'm already overwhelmed. Congrats! We both survived day 1 with clean underwear. Yet, day 1 is only the beginning. Now, what should we do on week 1 to keep this success going? This you can find in this video here.